It's not just one instant like a light bulb. I used to always think that people get reflection or clarity like a light bulb popping up and then they start. But it's not that fairy tale kind of thing. It's a series of incidents which occur and slowly they channelize you to some projection.
Hello, guys, welcome to another episode of Fashion Days. I am Paras Chavda, the host for the show. In this podcast, I interview some of the most successful people in diverse fields who can share their story and help you to discover and pursue your passion and purpose. If you are looking for the answers to the questions like how to find my passion, how to have a fulfilling career, or how do I follow the path of my passion, then this is definitely going to help you. Today, I am interviewing a businesswoman turned business coach. Her name is Priya Taude. She is an entrepreneur who started her journey at an age of 19 when she dropped out of engineering. She had a successful business in computer training that had suffered some ups and downs, but she managed to take it to the next level with every challenge that came her way. Her journey made her realize that her true fulfillment was in mentoring people on the path to success. Let's dive into the conversation. Yeah, so how would you describe yourself right now professionally? Would you call yourself a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, or a business coach?
So I definitely have certain definitions of a business person and an entrepreneur. So I am always an entrepreneur and always be an entrepreneur till the last breath of my life. And now I specialize in helping entrepreneurs how they can scale their business or increase the revenue in their business. So I identify myself as a business growth strategist.
Okay. So, what would you what would you say is the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur?
Definitely, for me, it's like my definition says that it's a huge difference because a business person is one who is always busy in doing something, but there is no tangible outcome which he takes home. So he's always paying the salaries, paying the dues, and every expense of the business which is needed. But at the end of the month, there is nothing left much for him. Whereas an entrepreneur, which I see, is visionary and he deals with first taking like creating an enterprise which involves lot of transactions, but the main agenda is definitely earning money and serving people. So when there is no profit happening for you, then you are just busy in the business.
Okay, so that you would call a businessman. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I came to know about your journey that you started your own business at the age of 19.
Yeah.
So can you tell me how did you start at that young age? How did you manage the investment? How much did you invest? And how did you make it profitable?
Yeah, sure. So it was like nothing planned, but throughout whatever I was seeing what my family is doing and what my parents are teaching me, according to that, I always had one thought in my head that instead of working for somebody else, it's good that you work for yourself. And the business I did not plan anything to start at 19, but it was like a runaway. So I was not liking my engineering studies, and just to like at that age, it's a small thought process that you learn so much. You take education one fine day for earning money. So if I want to run away from education, I need to start earning money. And at the 19, I was not having any qualification to get a job. So the easiest way was to do some business and earn money. So this is how I started. The idea started coming up to start a business. And the most important part for any business is definitely funds. And I was able to convince my parents somewhere that instead of putting the hard-earned money in engineering, which anyways I am not liking to do it, and I cannot assure you results in that. So it will be really nice of you if you can fund my business with that. And it took some time to give them the conviction, show them everything, and then they trusted. I really thank my parents for that. and definitely I started with the funds of my education. So 2 decades back, it was quite different scenario. Today also you can start with the same fund, but there are like today it's easy to start a business with small fund as well, because
Okay.
it's you don't need an office. The dynamics have changed a lot now.
Yeah, because of the, are you saying that because of the internet or?
Yeah, so the online, even you have sharing premises. There is a lot of skill based businesses. You don't need to
Okay.
have an entire manufacturing or production kind of thing only. So there is the dynamics have really changed. The ecosystem has changed.
Okay. Okay. So, like you told me that earlier you didn't want to work for someone, and I think uh, a lot of people at the young age has that thought only because they don't like to be accountable. They don't want to be answerable to someone. So, how do you think that changed over the period? Like
See,
when you matured, I think everybody at young age has that we don't want to work for someone.
so at I don't think this was the case with me at young age, because I was seeing what business is, and my mom was
Okay.
working, so she was working. I have seen her working model as well. So working for more than 10 hours a day, and they don't have any life left after that. And I have seen
Okay.
business side also in the family. So working for anybody else was something which like my concept was not being, it's not about being answerable, because in business you are answerable. You are
Yeah.
answerable to your customers, to your employees, to all the stakeholders involved. And actually, you know, you at job you can say today I don't feel like working, I'm not going. What will be the worst case scenario? They will cut your pay for that day. But in business, you can't afford to do that. Even if you're not well and if you're not
Yeah.
in a position, you cannot say, I can't do this. You have to be there. So for me, the concept was putting efforts and having the freedom of changing the working style and yielding the outputs out of that.
Okay, so flexibility you mean was the main
Yeah, so
motivation
like
factor.
you can use your entire potential and you can twist it, tweak it, put lot of things, and you have the freedom to work.
Okay, so flexibility and freedom were the main motivational
Yeah,
factors for
yeah.
you. Okay. Okay, so it seems like you had a really good business going on of computer training. So, and you, what made you switch to being a business coach then?
So it's a long journey, and like I will say, necessity is the mother of invention. So it's
Okay.
not that I was into just one business for the past 2 decades. I have transitioned from one business to another. I was
Okay.
also working as a channel partner with CFI Technologies for broadband connections. We were also into
Okay.
real estate. So I got married, had a family. My husband joined my business, and then we were scaling it up into different zones and areas. And all this gave me a lot of experience and expertise to sharpen my skills in marketing, sales, even in direct selling, in overseas business, and different areas. So that helped me to grow as a entrepreneur with adding
Okay.
lot of feathers to my hat. And slow
Okay.
and steadily, I had even worked out of passion in colleges as a professor, assistant professor for 8 years. And
Oh, okay.
what I learned is teaching, empowering people, and influencing others is what is very natural to me. So when I was having my business, I had my staff, my team, and I was always mentoring them as well, somewhere in some way or the other. That after venturing out, the people who uh, took away their journey after working for a few years with me, they proceeded being an entrepreneur themselves. So that also gave me some insight. So it's a transition over a period of time which I saw happening, and that's how I landed up being today a business coach, and I started my this journey.
Okay. So basically, you found that the mentoring was the most fulfilling part of your job
Yeah,
in
yeah.
every area that. Can you share some example and instance where you discovered this? Because I feel a lot of people really fail to discover what is that thing that resonates with them strongly. So can you share a moment when you realize this?
Yeah,
If you
definitely.
remember anything like that.
Definitely. It's not just one instant like a light bulb. I used to always think that people get reflection or clarity like a light bulb popping up and then they start. But
Okay.
it's not that fairy tale kind of thing. It's a series of incidents which occur and slowly they
Okay.
channelize you to some projection. So when I was working and I had a team, I had my staff members. At that point of time, the way my relationship with them or the way we used to work, I have trained them, and they could get upskilled into becoming an entrepreneur, having the confidence to launch their business. That was something which I reflect back. I see what's happening and the gratitude which they show today because of the growth they had in their life. Something touched at that point of time. Then when I was working in a college, the way I impacted my colleagues and my students as well. It's more than 5-6 years now. My students who were in graduation are still in touch with me, and the way I have impacted their life. So it's some reflections from there. And one thing which it's not that I am boasting about myself, but what I have understood is my USP is I take complex things, make it simple and understandable. So for me to make someone understand something in a simple way is very natural. So that I
Okay.
learned that okay, this is how I am, and this is my one skill which can be useful for somebody else. So that's how I started coming in this area. I definitely took some knowledge. I got mentored with very good mentors nationally, internationally. And that is how I have taken knowledge about this industry as well. I have taken certifications and I have experimented, and today I can easily work with anybody, getting them to the results.
Okay. Nice. That is nice. So, so basically, money wasn't that big a motivation for you, right?
No, it has not been throughout my life.
Okay.
This is the one area which I want to improve in my life. I don't have much focus about the numbers affecting my bank account.
Okay. Good. So, also, I saw that you changed your business. You switched at a age, I think maybe in late 30s, or right after a lot of after a lot of experiences in business. So I wanted to know that. So wasn't it difficult for you to make that switch? You must have some financial responsibilities on you.
So here it's like something which was imbibed in my upbringing. Uh, what my parents have always given me an experience throughout my upbringing was that you cannot keep on earning a lot of money throughout your life to meet to your needs. It's about
Okay.
whatever you earn, how you channelize it. So that is
Okay.
one skill which I have on a bigger area, where I had always taken some amount of my earnings and created passive income channels. So because of
Okay.
which I don't land up in uncertainty to experiment on anything.
Okay, so how did you you invested in stocks and all things like that
Yeah,
to
so
generate?
like there are different passive channel incomes. You can have rental incomes, you can have affiliate incomes, you can have your courses selling or something or the other, where you don't require to be actively, or you are in partnership with different business firms where you are not active partner, but you have invested something and you keep on earning a certain amount of money. So creating passive income channels through your money is really necessary, so that
Okay.
you have something saved for all kind of scenarios in life.
Okay, nice. So basically, using your money for your freedom rather than spending it on everything. Yeah.
Managing your funds is really crucial, which I think everybody should learn in life.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so now I want to talk about that. As a business coach, you teach something called NLP, right?
I make use of that modality. There are different ways of modalities which I have mastered, learned. NLP is
Okay.
one among them, and it's great.
So, what is? Can you explain it in layman terms? Like I've also read about it in some, I guess, Tony Robbins book.
Yeah,
He talked something about that. So,
yeah.
can you explain that for layman?
Yeah, so it's like just the full form of NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. Now, I will not go in the definition or the general term because anybody can Google and check it. There is so much of information available already.
Yeah.
The thing which I would add is like, for an example, you might have seen uh, two people living side by side, going to same school, nurtured in single type of environment, one performing very good, one performing at an average state. Now, why this difference comes up? It's not about what I have always perceived is every human being is having same resources, intelligence, IQ, everything same. God is not discriminating. But people end up being nurtured in different zones, and because of which their potential of using something has reduced, and the self belief and self value has reduced.
Okay.
So, NLP teaches you how you can channelize your potential, how you can remove those blockages which are making you perform at a very low zone and keeping you deprived of your deserved goals and deserved lifestyle. So, it is empowering yourself from within.
Okay. So, okay. So that's the benefit of it. So, can you give an example of how this works?
So definitely, it's like so. If I ask you one question right now, that can you fly a plane? So what will be your answer?
And not without any training.
Yeah, not without any training, definitely. And okay, so it's like how do you take any decision? Or if I tell you, okay, can you climb Mount Everest, or would you like to climb Mount Everest? What happens is in a fraction of seconds, your mind goes back in your past experiences and checks on automated mode that whether you have done such kind of work previously, and if you have not done, then definitely the answer is no. And if you have done, but have you been successful in that, or you have failed in that? So when you go to the past references of whatever you have done in your past life, or the entire so many years of your life and upbringing, your conditioning is already done that okay, you can do such kind of thing, you cannot do this kind of thing. And even if
Okay.
somewhere your 5%, 10%, your mind says, okay, you would like to experiment, the 80% conditioning comes that, okay, you have never done, you have failed so many times, you are not good enough, you will not be able to do it, and you will give up on that.
Okay.
So, that is like the limitations which you have in your life, the thought process which stops you from taking massive leaps and punctures your self confidence somewhere. NLP helps you to heal all those things.
Okay. So you can say that it's kind of techniques to help you change the conditioning of your brain or the wiring of the brain, basically.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
about,
change your beliefs using that.
yeah. If to give you a very short example, I always have a lot of examples how in past also, if we see how the kings used to rule the kingdom and how the kings used to take the army to fight a battle. When you have to fight a battle, the army or the soldiers already know that either they will be losing their life, or they will be having some damage, or they might win the battle. So there is probability of both the things. But still, with one's motivation from the king, the entire soldiers and the army fight within themselves. So, what is that thing? It's only about how they are coded, how the wiring of those soldiers is being done. If you can
Okay.
see a movie, which few months back I saw a movie, there is a scene where Padmavat movie, I think the Ranbir, I'm very
Singh.
bad at
Ranveer
acting.
Singh.
Ranveer Singh. So he is putting all the soldiers in army at the base of that fort of Rani Padmavati, and that point the soldiers start when months pass, days have passed, and they are just in a open ground waiting over there. The army loses the enthusiasm and they start feeling to go back or back out. And at that one point of time, the supervisor goes and tells him that okay, the army is now losing hopes and you need to do something. He just goes out, gives a motivational talk of 1 minute, 2 minutes, and the entire army again is back in enthusiasm. So it's just about the belief which you install in people. The belief gives them courage to do anything. So when you might have even seen, we see children playing in the park, and there are parents or guardians who are accompanying them, always keeping saying, okay, don't run, you will fall, you will fall. So from childhood, the child is being trained in this manner. Okay, you are not good enough. Okay, ये तो पागल ही है, ये बुद्धू है, इससे नहीं होगा. तो if you see such kind of people, I have seen in my example, I have seen children who have been given lot of confidence. As I am the best example, I was raised in a very upfront manner. My parents always believed in me, allowed me to do multiple mistakes so that I could gain all skills of my life. I have seen my relatives or friends or neighbors around me where the child was treated, you are dumb, 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 and eventually you see that child growing up in an adult, a dumb adult, in spite of being 30 plus, not doing anything today. So how do you actually, this is the coding which happens on children and they can change. So this is something, mind programming, rewiring your brain, different modalities used for that, makes you liberated out of these limiting zones.
And you think this is for people of every age?
Every age.
It can be done.
Every age.
Okay, nice. So, would you like to share your own experience if you applied this to improve some aspect of yourself?
Definitely, after see what I had worked like a donkey in my business. Okay, I never had time for myself. I never paid attention because I was so busy creating something and working always for customer satisfaction that I never thought of myself, my individual life, and that gave me like a lot of wear and tear happens in everybody's life. People pass through phases, relationship, everything, and then like a beautiful human being transforms into an aggressive person suddenly. So I also went through some situations where I eventually came to a point where I was so aggressive in my life that even if somebody just pokes little bit, I used to burst out like a volcano. This has helped me to recondition myself to get over my aggressiveness, change things, because to change your situation you need to change, and if you change then only your situation changes. People always expect that my family should change, my husband should change, my children should change, my boss changes then my work will be very nice, my employees like that. So it's not about them, it's about you. So this has helped me evolve as a person, and this has helped me to increase my potential, my productivity, my focus, my vision, and transform as a different human being.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and like you, changing yourself is also a bit more in your hand, and I think easier than changing
It's the
others.
only thing in your hand.
Yeah. Okay. So it means that it helps in your well-being too, right?
Actually,
Other than productivity, it helps in.
90% of our diseases are like autoimmune. That is because of our mental state or the stress which we go through, the anger, the hurt, resentment which we hold on for so long. That creates different diseases. Like if that starts destroying your pancreas, you have sugar. If that destroys your thyroid, you have hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. So lot of health, arthritis, everything. So 90% of your problems can be cured.
Yeah, and also like I think like just like you mentioned about that, the most of the problems are because of stress. But how can one work on it? Like I think if someone is stressed, they cannot directly work on it, right? Because a stress is the outcome of what they are doing, how they are, and what is their attitude, right? They cannot if they keep thinking about stress and they want to cure it, it will, I think, will become a even more problem, like even more stressful then.
See,
Like if I am getting stressed and if I am getting stressed about being stressed, it becomes a more problem. So what do you think is the right attitude to deal with stress?
thank you for bringing up this word attitude. That is the answer. Like you framed the question and the answer was within that question itself. Like I have seen attitude. What is after all attitude? Attitude is the way you think about certain situation or you give meaning to. So every incidence is a plain incidence. You give a meaning to it, whether it is good or bad. Suppose you are going from a crowded train, your pocket is pickpocketed by somebody. For you, it is a really bad incident. For that pickpocketer, it is a success. So every incidence has right or wrong meaning, and that creates patterns in our entire chemistry of body. So you have a fight at home. You might say, okay, it's very bad, and how can they do this to me? Even with employees in the business or the customers which you serve in business area. Suppose a customer comes and fights for a silly thing. Now the way you look at this thing can be stressful or can be learning journey as well. Okay. So what I have learned is there are different customers, there are different psychologies of people operating, there are different set of employees. So you cannot be getting frustrated that okay, this person is not fruitful, this person is not okay. Ignore the shortcoming, see the benefit. Okay, some customers comes to you, you have given 100% of service, but that person is still not satisfied because in his head he thinks, no, I should get this benefit as well. It's fine. That person is fine. Okay. Now it's his coding, his belief कि अगर 100 रुपए की चीज खरीदी है उसमें कुछ और मिले तो that is his win. So what if you can add one more benefit to that product? Give him one service free, give him some upgradation free. Not because you will win or he will win, but because that might create some good pattern, some satisfying thing for you. And it's not just exchange of money and just transaction. It's a relationship which you build over a period of time with happy customers. So how you give meaning to any incidents determines your entire physiology and determines your decision making ability. So stress is nothing but when certain things don't happen as per our desire or the way we have perceived results to come up, then we get stress. And if you change your viewpoint, your perspective to that thing, definitely you will have another bigger, broader prospect to that, and your conditioning will change towards that incident.
Okay. And if we get into habit of doing this, you think this will come out naturally? In the long run, the perspective will change.
Yes. Like habit is most important because there is no one pill formula that you will take a pill and then you will get healed. It's practice. So building habit is one thing which initially people might think with this positive attitude, but that will remain for certain point of time because always, gravitational force, it attracts the product or any object is pulled towards
Yeah.
the earth due to gravity. So that gravity is negativity which is going to pull you down every moment. But the more you bounce back is like how much time do you take to bounce back from that negativity is your success.
Okay. So
Okay.
basically, it is going to come, but you have to keep on bouncing back, changing your viewpoint.
That is the beauty of life, right? If we are alive, we are going to have challenges. Because
Yeah.
challenges don't come to only people who are dead or either they are objects.
Yeah.
So,
And I think this is what builds us also.
yes. And that is going to make you happy and healed.
Okay. So, in one video, you mentioned about visualizing the goals, like for achieving what you want. You mentioned the importance of visualization. So, can you describe, like, have you practiced this yourself, and how did it help you? And when do you do it, basically?
So basically, I don't do it deliberately. I realized when
Okay.
I learned different modalities of improvement and enhancing skills, at that time I realized, okay, I have incidences in my past where I was having a burning desire to buy a house. And I used to always keep on seeing at different buildings and flats and everywhere, and I need to buy a house, I want a house. And somewhere it was a visualization. Okay, so every human
Okay.
being do visualize, every human being does visualize, but do you
Okay.
visualize it consistently, or the other moment your mind says no, you are not good enough, you cannot do it, and you change the visualization. So a child also, you if you see the behavior of children, they always visualize they want this particular toy, and they keep on selling and seeding that idea to the parents continuously. It's not that one day they will get easily. Nowadays it's easy because parents give everything before asking only. But when I was a child at that point of time, it was not that you say and you will get it. You have to convince, you have to show it. So you keep on visualizing it. Persistence in
Okay.
one thing. So when I say visualizing goals is like, I will say what you desire to have in your life. If you have a crystal clear clarity about that, then the universe will allow you to take action. See, universe is not going to come and give you anything free. It's always aligning yourself towards achieving particular thing. And when the focus is clear, you automatically start taking action towards it. It's not that somebody will gift you and it will come in automatically. Efforts are automatically needed. But like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you a simple example. People always, when I work with clients, I always tell them this example that जब आप किसी के लिए सोचते हैं ना, when you want to meet a lawyer or you want to get something done and you are searching for somebody who is going to do pest control, that is in your mind. You have raised a question and kept it, and suddenly you are traveling somewhere or you meet somebody in some function or somewhere, and that person is a lawyer, and you say, oh, I was searching for a lawyer and see how we met. So it's not an easy answer. It's like you raised a question to this universe, and that was a very persistent thought in your head. So automatically you start putting frequencies out and you get those kind of people around you. You think of buying a Mercedes, and till that time you don't see any Mercedes on the road. Once you thought of buying a Mercedes, you go out, you start seeing everywhere the same car.
Yeah.
So things are there. When you put focus on, you will start unleashing more of that.
Okay. But so related to this only, don't you think that visualize? So what do you visualize? Do you visualize the outcome, the goal that you want to achieve, or the process? Like, don't you think visualizing the outcomes makes someone impatient and restless rather?
It's two ways. I can say yes, it can frustrate you if you don't take any action and just keep on visualizing. Then you will get frustrated and you will say, no, nothing is happening. And the other side to that is like, again, the attitude, what you have. So when you have And just not visualization is enough. Do you think you are worthy enough for that goal to be achieved? Do you think you deserve? Inside your mind says, no, no, you are not good enough and you don't deserve that thing. Then definitely you are never going to work towards it. But if your mind says that yes, you believe that you deserve that particular thing, then that visualization will help you.
Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. Like visualize and also take action towards it.
Take action and believe that you deserve it.
Okay. So, if you want to revisit into your young age, like what advice would you give to Priya who was 20-year-old?
I have enjoyed my life so far. The only advice which I would like to give as an individual is I forgot to love myself from
Okay.
the beginning. I always focused on contributing. My family came first for me, and everything was so. In that, somewhere I lost myself. So, I would like to, if anything, I would have been able to revisit and make a change. I would have made that one change of loving myself as well.
Okay. And how would you say that one love oneself, like by doing things they love, or
Uh,
how would you say?
yeah, definitely there are different aspects to it. So, what is the one thing which you have done wrong to yourself? You need that is the one thing you need to rectify. Some people, like I am my best critic. I criticize myself a lot. So I have my benchmarks of perfection, and then I will criticize myself. I'm very hard on myself. So that is my benchmark for loving myself. That accepting whatever way I have performed, and it's okay. It's okay. It's to go easy on yourself.
Okay. So just being you think that being uh, sometimes being not being too hard on yourself
Yeah.
is the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So that's a great advice. I think that's very valuable for the other people also who was just starting out there. So I also saw that you are launching a book. Do you want
Yeah.
to talk some about it?
Yeah.
Tell us
So
what it is about.
yeah, definitely. It's I always had so giving to this 2 decades of experience working with different kinds of people, helping business owners to scale up their business, working with individuals, and seeing how I have changed, overcome my challenges.
Okay.
The way I can reach out to more people is if I can create something which is where people can read and go through. So that inspired me to write a book, that how anybody can scale their business, and that's how I have used my knowledge and experiences and jotted down few things. I think this will be able, like I can reach to many people through it and share whatever I have gained experience.
Okay. What would be the name of your book?
So the name is not unveiled right now as we are going through this interview, but soon it will be available. It's in the editing phase, and soon it will be available on my social media to see. Like I will be putting the release date and everything on my social media handles, and it will be available on Amazon. So whoever is listening to this recording, at that point of time, do check on Amazon for my book, and it will be very nice if you could get a copy and read it.
Sure, I'm also going to try to spread the word whenever I get to know about it.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Priya. Thank you for your time. I think this was a great conversation for me, and I think you are doing a great job by helping others, and I hope it helps everyone to achieve what they want to do, and maybe bring some clarity in doing something that resonates with them.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
that's it from my side. Thank you.
So, thank you, Paras, for inviting me on this forum and allowing me to connect with your audience. It was a great time, and as a token of appreciation or as a token of gratitude towards the listener who has listened through the entire podcast of our conversation, I would like to extend some of complimentary services. For example, if anybody is stuck up in their business, they want to know how they can come out of that situation and scale their business, or anybody wants to grow their business, or want to get some coaching advice, I would like to offer some free consultation to your listeners on behalf of they coming to your channel and listening to this podcast. So they can contact me on the given email ID and or WhatsApp on this number, and they can connect with me, and my team will get back to them for a complimentary session.
Thank you for listening to this episode, guys. I hope this episode helped you in some way to get some clarity or maybe inspiration that you might be needing right now. If you are interested in consultation with Priya Taude, you can contact her on the coordinates mentioned in the description. And you can also mention that you came here after listening this podcast. If you liked the episode, do share this with your friends or family. If you have some questions or problems which you think are holding you from pursuing your passion or purpose, you can drop it in the comments, or you can DM me on Instagram at passion_tales. I'll be happy to get those answers from relevant people. That's it from my side, guys. All the best to you in living your purpose. Bye.